Homelander on his own is a powerhouse. He has lasers, insane durability, super speed, superhuman hearing, X-ray vision, can survive underwater, can fly at insane speeds, and he does not hesitate before killing anyone. Basically, he is Superman, but with zero moral values, and seeing Homelander go against the Avengers is going to be an interesting thing to watch. So let's start with Hawkeye, who has been an integral part of the team since the very first Avengers movie. But still, Hawkeye's lack of superpowers or any enhanced human ability makes him an easy target, and we see him suffering severe injuries throughout every Avengers movie he has been a part of. Even though Hawkeye is an absolute master of archery, a simple bow and arrow cannot stand against mystical and practically impenetrable aliens or machines, hence making him one of the least powerful Avengers. He may be the best marksman, but he is no match for Homelander. I honestly thought that his special arrows might help him against Homelander, but to be honest, he is just one laser blast or one punch away from death when he is put against Homelander. Black Widow is a highly trained assassin, trained initially in the Soviet Union under the Black Widow Initiative in a facility called the Red Room, making her highly efficient at every known martial arts form in the world. Well, her efficiency, even though it's admirable, but she is efficient only when the opponent is capable of taking physical damage. For all practical reasons, you can't possibly throw a punch at an entity that is able to survive nuclear attacks and think about defeating him. Unfortunately, like Hawkeye, Black Widow does not have the powers or skills to hurt Homelander. This puts her in a vulnerable position against Homelander. Black Widow may have the combat skills that would edge off other heroes in Marvel, but those skills will sadly do nothing to stop Homelander. Even if she had all the gadgets and guns in the world, those things would do nothing to put even a simple scratch on Homelander. Captain America is indeed one of the strongest Avengers when it comes to physical strength and fighting skills. He was a regular everyday guy who was weak and stout but had a very strong moral character. He was often found being bullied in the alleys of New York, refusing to run away because he could take it all day. After being recruited in the US Army, he was injected with the Super Soldier Serum, enhancing his physical abilities and turning him into Captain America. But to be honest, he's still just a human. I mean, if we compare him to the world of the boys, he's just gonna be a basic superhero who just has physical capabilities, like many others. Even though he possesses incredible strength and even stood toe-to-toe against Thanos, he is susceptible to physical damage, and we've seen him being heavily injured in the movies as well. Though his vibranium shield may be able to hold off Homelander's heat vision, Homelander's other powers may give him the edge to easily overpower Cap. Even though Captain America has acrobatic skills, his hand-to-hand combat will do nothing to stop Homelander's invulnerability, and he will be just an easy target. Captain Marvel is one of the most powerful Avengers. She is easily one of those Avengers that Homelander may have little chance of winning against. Like Homelander, Captain Marvel is one of the most powerful superheroes, so it will take lots of energy and skills to beat her. They both possess similar powers like flight and superhuman strength. Captain Marvel even has strong durability, which is a pretty good match for Homelander's invulnerability. Though Homelander has his heat vision, Captain Marvel's cosmic powers are easy enough to overtake Homelander. Beyond her powers alone, it is her combat skills that allow her to be more strategic and technical when fighting Homelander. She is a powerhouse, and it is very likely that she might be able to surpass Homelander's invulnerability. We saw this when Queen Maeve made Homelander bleed, even though it was a simple nosebleed, but it proved that if his opponent is stronger than him, his invulnerability might not be able to protect him. Thor is one of those superheroes who has always lost everything he loved or cared about. With powers like his, he could have gone down the path Wanda or Loki did, but he chose to not sway from the right path and stood by it. Hence, he proved to have a much greater strength of character compared to Homelander. Other than his character, we have also seen how powerful he is in combat with or without his hammer or the Stormbreaker. He possesses all the qualities of a perfect superhero: strength of character, physical strength, mystical strength, you name it, and Thor has it. Hence, making him one of the strongest Avengers. Given that Thor has more experience fighting in both the cosmic universe and on Earth, Homelander has no chance against Thor. In terms of super strength and durability, Thor surpasses Homelander by a lot of margin, and the only example we need of this is when Thor took the entire heat and radiation of a star on his body while forging Stormbreaker. Both Homelander and Thor possess the ability to fly and can summon their powers of heat, vision, and electricity respectively. However, Thor is literally a god, while Homelander is just a superhuman injected with compound fever. Thor will not spare Homelander and will easily defeat him with the help of Stormbreaker or his hammer. Wanda Maximoff, even though no longer an Avenger, is without a second thought one of the most powerful Avengers there has been. She possesses powers that are unmatched by almost every MCU superhero and villain alike. Her title of Scarlet Witch is pretty appropriate, keeping in mind the havoc she caused in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which was essentially a disclaimer that no matter what happens, do not piss off the Scarlet Witch. We saw her being capable of manipulating time, realities, and even the physical form of anyone who stands in her way. She has incredible powers and is a force to be feared, and if there is a superhero that Homelander should ever reconsider fighting, it would be Scarlet Witch. He may not even have the defensive skills to counterattack Scarlet Witch, and it was also seen when she single-handedly almost took out Thanos. Her ability to play with energy projectiles and telekinesis show her to be one of the most powerful superheroes that Homelander would face. She can manipulate and hex objects, which means she could physically destroy Homelander with enough power. Scarlet Witch is simply too good for Homelander, and her powers alone should convince Homelander to rethink battling her in the first place. Iron Man was the leader of the Marvel Cinematic Universe through the Infinity Saga, and in each appearance, he not only learned from past mistakes, but he also made some improvements to his suits that made him more and more powerful. Putting him against Homelander is difficult for me, and it confused me for a while, so there are clear-cut reasons why he would lose to Homelander. Though his suit is capable of blasting lasers and bombs that could be effective against Homelander, his Iron Man suit will have its limits in what it can both dish out and take, and it was clearly seen when he fought against Thanos. At some point, his suit will be obsolete, and as Tony Stark does not possess any biological powers, so that makes him vulnerable to Homelander's attacks. Even if Tony's genius mind allows him to be more tactical, it will still not be enough to overtake Homelander. But if Tony Stark was given some prep time before fighting Homelander, he could definitely find a way to kill Homelander. I mean, he's called the smartest man for a reason, and I don't think anyone doubts his genius intellect. Iron Man tanked a Power Stone beam from Thanos in Infinity War, and his suit still held up. The Power Stone is known to destroy planets. Now granted, one could argue that Thanos wasn't trying to kill him, only incapacitate him. But whatever power it was definitely more than Homelander's lasers. So if Tony is prepared to fight Homelander like he was to fight Thanos, he can definitely figure out a way to defeat Homelander. Vision is a sapient construct, a perfect hybrid between organic and inorganic material. His entire body is a mix between a synthetic simulacrum of organic tissue bonded with vibranium atoms, all of which are amplified by the cosmic powers of the Mind Stone to function as a living body. The combination of the vibranium and the cosmic energy from the Mind Stone embedded in his forehead grants Vision a wide plethora of powers. Due to Vision's body being composed of vibranium, he can further greatly amplify his physical strength to immense superhuman levels by amplifying his own density, as demonstrated by him taking down several Ultron sentries during the Battle of Sokovia with his bare hands and grappling with Ultron while he was in his most powerful form. Vision can increase or decrease his own density, weight, and mass at will, allowing him to make himself completely weightless. Effects of this ability include intangibility and levitation. With this ability, he can also phase through things and organic and inorganic matter. Considering Vision is an android, he possesses a lot of powers and skills that can defeat Homelander. One power that puts Vision at an advantage is his ability to manipulate density. Therefore, if Homelander were to zap his heat vision onto Vision, the heat vision would easily pass through the android without causing any harm. He can even take on the heat vision and will probably sustain very few injuries due to his vibranium body. Vision can also fly and has super strength, which makes him a great challenge to Homelander. Vision isn't just an android, he is an intelligent being, so he can detect Homelander's weaknesses and use them to his advantage to overpower him. He can also generate, create, and project an intense, bright yellow cosmic energy beam via the use of the Mind Stone from his forehead. The beam was powerful enough to blast away Ultron and slowly melted away Ultron's virtually impenetrable vibranium armor. So, I don't think Homelander has a chance against him. Ant-Man is just a simple human without his suit, and even in his suit, he doesn't look like a match for Homelander. Whether Ant-Man is very small or very big, Homelander will easily squash him like a bug. If Ant-Man is small, Homelander can easily detect him with his X-ray vision and superhuman hearing. If Ant-Man is big, Homelander has an easy target to blast his heat vision onto him. Even if Ant-Man were to summon the deadliest creepers to attack Homelander, his invulnerability is no match for them. No matter what Ant-Man does, he will not come out as the winner and will be defeated by Homelander sooner or later. The only thing that can work in his favor is to manipulate Homelander's size instead of his own, but I don't think that it will work as well. Doctor Strange has phenomenally powerful magical abilities that enable him to skillfully conjure myriad spells. Strange has been able to use his spells to bind opponents and create complex shields and barriers, among many other uses for both defense and attack. Strange is also adept at astral projection, sending his astral self away from his body and allowing him to observe events without the knowledge of those present. He also makes use of sling rings to create portals to cross great distances and to enter other realms. Arguably, the Eye of Agamotto provides the greatest source of power to Strange. In truth, the Infinity Stone, known as the Time Stone, the Eye possesses the incalculable ability to control time itself. With it, Strange can alter time around objects, locations, or other beings, moving forward and backward through their existence. It can also be used to trap enemies in time loops, as well as giving Strange the ability to look forward into potential futures. So, to be honest, Homelander wouldn't stand a chance against Strange. Homelander wouldn't know what to do against a sorcerer like Doctor Strange, as he'd never had to fight someone like him before. The most he would do is try to heat Vision Strange, which would be blocked instantly, and Strange would have Homelander going crazy. Strange has so many hacks and magic attacks that would take down Homelander with no trouble. The Hulk has been a part of the Avengers since the first Avengers movie and is still an integral part of the team. He is the being that emerged out of severe gamma radiation to which Bruce Banner was exposed. Hulk's brute force has been a power to reckon with, making him a great asset to the Avengers. I don't think I need to explain what Hulk is capable of doing when he gets angry. If the Hulk can easily scar someone as powerful as Thor, Hulk will have no mercy for Homelander. Like Homelander, Hulk is indestructible, so he is not someone that Homelander can easily harm. Also, considering the Hulk has some serious anger issues, Homelander's counterattacks would only make the Hulk angrier and more powerful. If Homelander wants to go home without any injuries, he should probably stay away from this fight and pick on someone else entirely. Black Panther, just like Captain America, is very strong and skilled in fighting. But even with his vibranium suit, I believe Homelander would still emerge victorious. Because despite his suit being made of vibranium, the strongest metal on Earth, it's still kinda shit. I mean, T'Challa got knocked out when Killmonger hit him with a grenade launcher. The suit could not store that much kinetic energy, and Homelander is definitely hitting with more force than a grenade launcher, so he might be able to withstand Homelander's attack for some time, but he does not have a way to win against him. So this is what I think will happen if Homelander individually faces the Avengers, but if he faces all of them together, the results will vary. In simple words, Homelander will have nearly zero chances of winning against the Avengers if he faces them together.